want, and you won't gain a pound because there isn't any weight here like back on the ground.
Please pay attention to the following safety information.
Show me again the power of the darkness.
You return guilty, but without the bounty on your heads. Better that's a few of you.
When Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opened on May 31st, 2019 at Disneyland, as well as Walt Disney World on August 29th, some were disappointed they opened incomplete with only one attraction. Though announced with the land at D23 in 2015, Disney later stated the Rise of the Resistance ride would open in a Phase 2 of Black Spire Outpost. While Star Wars Galaxy's Edge would win multiple awards after opening, including being on the Times list of the world's greatest places and the Fiend Entertainment Association's award for outstanding achievement, that ride, Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, would be the only attraction operating when both lands opened. A fun ride which was more of a complement to something bigger than a main attraction. Rise of the Resistance would be Disney's most ambitious, immersive, advanced and action-packed attraction ever created, combining multiple ride systems and pre-shows to create a full Star Wars experience. With a 40-inch height restriction, it is the more thrilling of the two Galaxy's Edge attractions, but still suitable for the whole family. The remote Black Spire Outpost, home to smugglers and those trying to avoid the First Order, would now take guests into the climactic battle between the First Order and the Resistance, set between the events of The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. Built by a collaboration between Disney Imagineering and Lucasfilm. The ride was dedicated at a ceremony the day before opening to the public on December 4th, 2019. Two X-Wing drones appeared above the spires of Batuu before jumping to lightspeed, and a group of Resistance fighters prepared to leave the Resistance base.
Copy that. Deflectors engaged. We're a go, Red 3.
Thanking new recruits for answering the call and explaining the situation with the location being compromised. There was a lot of Resistance talk and a healthy amount of shouting.
Today, we stand with General Organa against an order! Let's make it the last of its kind!
Ignite the spark.
Absolutely, sir. Resistance!
Bob Chapek then came on stage, thanking the designers of the ride, and talked about Star Wars over the years, explaining the huge scale of the immersive, storytelling experience that was about to unfold.
With the opening of the most ambitious, the most immersive, the most advanced, high-energy attraction we've ever created, Star Wars: Rise of the Resistance.
He also, of course, bragged about it being one of the longest stories ever told in a ride, most advanced ever, and the largest show building ever at Disney. The presentation ended with a fireworks display over Batuu. There was also multiple acted scenes featuring characters throughout the land, ending with a lightsaber battle between Kylo Ren and Rey. Something that really needs to happen regularly in the land. The following day, the ride would open to the public, inviting visitors to experience their own Star Wars story. The dedication was fine, nothing special really, not compared to this anyway. What would be something special though, was the ride itself. After being delayed due to issues with the trackless system interacting with the other systems used in the ride, the grand opening of the ride at Walt Disney World was on December 5th, 2019. The park opened at 8 AM with crowds using a virtual ticket system, which was not announced or explained anywhere. Using the Disney app or speaking to a guest service member, you booked a boarding group. There was no standby line at all, and the only way to ride was by using this system. Disney really didn't do a great job explaining this beforehand, or even in the park at all. Luckily, we noticed it and was handed a small handout and was given a slot number 17 after arriving at the park at 4 AM, with an estimated ride time just saying the afternoon, and just as we headed to the cantina and order our drinks, our time was called. The ride did go down on the first day after about 20 minutes. The result was a bit of a nightmare of nobody really knowing where to go or what was going on. Eventually though, we were given a fast pass and it reopened right after and was time to ride almost immediately. The opening experience was really quite smooth. If they had just explained this system a little better beforehand, it would have been perfect. The experience begins as you enter under the Resistance turret and enter the queue. The First Order troops have landed on Batuu and are looking for a rebel spy. In the outskirts of Black Spire Outpost, you enter this Resistance temporary encampment where your adventure begins. Heading through the queue, the caverns take you deeper and deeper into the Resistance base. Inside you find a weapons room and a makeshift briefing room. This is where the experience, which can take up to 20 minutes, really begins and sets you off on your journey. A BB-8 animatronic droid appears before an incoming transmission of a hologram of Rey thanks you for joining their cause fighting the First Order.
Thank you for joining the cause. A covert resistance team led by my friend Finn has infiltrated a First Order Star Destroyer that is now headed to this system.
The hologram is really impressive and looks incredible. The technology used for this is like nothing I've ever seen before and really looks like it was taken straight from the movie. Finn has infiltrated a First Order Star Destroyer, which is heading to Batuu. To escape, transports are waiting outside to take you to General Organa's secret base. Most importantly, it is vital that you do not tell the First Order about the location of this secret base. Lieutenant Beck, an original Mon Calamari character created just for this attraction, is waiting to transport you safely, along with Poe Dameron assisting you during your transportation. The pre-show room doors open to reveal a transport ship, the Inter-System Transport Ship, or the ITS, which is waiting for you outside. Also nearby is Poe's Black X-Wing, complete with a BB-8 droid inside. After boarding this ship, the first of multiple ride systems working during your experience on your adventure begins. The screens on board show your ascent into space from Batuu. These scenes can change depending on whether you're riding in the day or the night. Inside you can see full Beck and Neon Num animatronics. Throughout the attraction are multiple A1000 animatronics similar to Hondo right in the attraction next door. Some are a little better than others. The takeoff from Batuu is smooth, but not for long. The First Order arrive to interrupt your travel, and after a short battle scene, your transport ship is stuck in the Star Destroyer's tractor beam. The takeoff from Batuu is smooth, but not for very long. The First Order arrive to interrupt your travel, and a short battle scene takes place while your transport ship is stuck in the Star Destroyer's tractor beam. While the scene is played out on the ship all around you, you're actually stood on a rotating platform where the ship is being turned slowly on a turntable. You exit somewhere completely different, with one of the best reveals of the whole ride. The doors open to reveal the huge Star Destroyer hangar. It really was quite an experience seeing everybody facing the wrong way, ready to escape while the doors open behind them. The hangar is filled with 50 Stormtrooper animatronics, and it's a really intimidating feeling stepping out into the huge hangar. Inside you can also see a ride vehicle, a full-size TIE fighter on the wall, and a lookout into space on the 100-foot long high-definition screen. While most of the animatronics are static apart from a few slight movements, the sheer amount of Stormtroopers is an incredible sight to behold, along with just the size of the actual room, one of the biggest in any Disney attraction. You have been marked an enemy of the First Order. To get that location of the secret base, you're about to be taken to an interrogation cell and through the halls of the Star Destroyer. It really does feel like you've been transported to a ship in space, direct from the Star Wars movies. More animatronic stormtroopers watch as you're sorted into groups for each cell. You are given a colour which is then used later to sort you into a vehicle. Inside the cell, there is no escape, and above you another pre-show plays out, this time being with General Hux and Kylo Ren himself. The screen above gives a convincing effect of really being spoken to by them, especially with hearing the sound all around you. Kylo attempts to find the location of the secret base before being interrupted and needed on the bridge. the wall of your cell door lights up and is being cut through. The resistance are here to break you out, and directly on the other side of this wall you are loaded straight into the transport vehicle for the ride portion to commence. At the front of your vehicle is an R5 droid programmed to return you to Batuu. If you watch him while riding, the droid's head will interact and turn with the direction the vehicle is heading.
Did it work? Good. Now get a move on. There's a clear path to the turbo lifts at the end of the hallway. Turn right.
The attraction takes place over 2 floors, travelling through 2 vehicles at a time. Looking for a way out, things are not quite so easy though. Each of the trackless vehicles split up during the experience, and depending on where you are sat, you can view different things happening. The ride portion of the experience begins with Finn explaining how to escape to the pods. The trackless vehicles take off moving around the room disguised as a prisoner transfer. A probe droid nearly catches you right before 2 stormtroopers actually do. The firing effects actually show the blasters hitting all around, which is really impressive while you're trying to escape. The next room is one fans have been waiting for. 2 full-size AT-ATs greet you. Fans of the ride have spotted these from the early construction phases. While riding the attraction though, there is nothing quite like seeing them up close, right in front of you, above you. They really are huge. An animatronic Finn in Stormtrooper outfit helps while the vehicles split up for the first time, heading into 2 different elevators to the 2nd floor. The AT-ATs are so close you can now see the stormtroopers inside operating them, and they start to turn their guns on you. One of the vehicles gets a front on view with the blasters moving down to hit them, while the other is side on. One of the best factors of this attraction is just how impressive it feels to see the blasters firing straight over your head. Now on the bridge looking out, Hux and Kylo Ren discuss the situation before being informed you have to escape. Kylo would take on this personally and would now be chasing you through the ship as you do try and escape.
There's nowhere to run.
This includes seeing his lightsaber stick through the ceiling with another incredible special effect. Next you head past one of my favourite scenes, with multiple large guns firing out to space at the Resistance in an incredible mix of physical sets, timing and screen-based effects. It sort of feels like a game where you have to wait to try and get past before they hit you. Kylo Ren once again interrupts before he can destroy you though. He is distracted when a hole is blasted in the wall behind him, and a section of the roof collapses. The vehicles finally do find the escape pods, and as they enter they are launched down from the ship. Your ride vehicle actually drops down to the 1st floor, creating a simulated escape back to Batuu. The ride within a ride is kind of like a mini Star Tours, which really does feel like you're dropping back out of the ship, back to the ground. The ride exits outside in the hangar, which is really quite surprising when you're transitioned to an outside area after the pod. Crash landing back on Batuu. The ride ends with one final animatronic Beck in his wrecked escape pod. The Resistance base location remains secure, and you've escaped the First Order. With over 65 animatronics, multiple ride systems, and an in-depth story from start to finish, the ride 100% lives up to the hype. From the moment you step in from the first pre-show to the moment you exit, it is non-stop with perfect pacing. Incredible effects work together, and there is so much to see. As a whole experience, nothing comes close to what it offers, each section combining to create one of the best attractions I have ever experienced. The ride even has re-rideability, just to see every single aspect within, which can vary depending on which car you're in or which seat you're in. The cast members working in the attraction really help to tell the story and are incredible at embracing their role as you head through on your journey. From the Resistance fighters helping you escape to the First Order officers treating you like that rebellion scum that they think you are, they really help sell the experience throughout. Just the fact that there's no safety spill, no obvious escape route with doors closing all around you to try and trap you, and the perfect effects that really make you feel like you are on a Star Destroyer just really sets the bar a little bit higher here. It is leagues above any other similar type of experience Disney offers, and creates one of the best attractions at any Disney park. If this is the level for new attractions coming to Orlando parks, we're heading towards some very special things indeed, because this will be hard to top. Galaxy's Edge finally feels much, much more complete. Don't just take my word for it though. Let's hear what a few of my friends had to say after their first ride on opening day.
I am trying to find the words for it because it was just that awesome. So the pre-show area with the hologram made my jaw drop. Because you know what, we've seen like video projected on a screen, but it was done so seamlessly. You can't see a screen there. It's like a hologram. It was a sort of immersive role-playing kind of that makes me like really excited for the hotel because it felt like I was in the film. As corny as that sounds, that's what it felt like.
As good as Fast and Furious Supercharged?
Well, you know, nothing's perfect. And Fast and Furious is perfect.
I feel like I want to cry. Honestly, it was amazing. It's like you felt like you were in the movie. Like truly, truly, truly. And that's all I need from this, is to feel like I was in Star Wars. And that, we did it. They did it.
It was incredible. It was game changing. So they really highly publicized that one hangar room, and it was like, oh, I figured we're just gonna turn around and get on the ride, but it wasn't like that. Like I'm just still blown away that like multiple times throughout the ride, I was put in a situation where I didn't know how I was gonna get out of it. Like not just like thematically and story wise, just like logistically. I'm like, we're in a triangle room. Yeah. Where's this? Are we gonna go up, down, and then they cut out the door? Yeah. And then they take me into this other room. I mean, it was crazy. And yeah, and then the ride itself, it was really good. I think the animatronics look not great. The ride itself isn't going to change anything about theme parks, I don't think, but everything leading up to it, and even the end where you go outside in your vehicle. Like,
it feels so weird. Like,
yeah, it did. It felt so weird. It felt very almost Universal Studios. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, the only downside is the animatronics. They're not very good.
So, I think a new bar has been set for Disney attractions and attractions in theme parks in general. The effects that you see, the deterioration of things, the animatronics, the ride vehicles, the pre-show, all breaks the mold for what makes a great Disney ride. I'll still always love the Haunted Mansion the most in my heart, but Rise of the Resistance is definitely the most technologically advanced and impressive Disney ride I've ever been on.
Jackie?
Yes.
What do you think?
Loved it. It was so good. It was surprising in so many ways. I didn't expect the pre-show area with the whole like moving ship that we were in. It was the AT-ATs or AT-ATs were incredible. The Kylo animatronics were just like so fluid and awesome. The big guns shooting and like all the scenes going on around you. You could re-ride. It has like strong re-ride force. Wait, the re-ride force is strong with this ride because you can re-ride it so many times and just see so many different things happening. I'm like really excited. I'm hyped.
Should we do it again?
Let's go.
Rise of the Resistance really is one of the best rides I've ever experienced. Different to anything else that is on offer in the parks, taking you on an intense, fast-paced and immersive Star Wars experience that keeps you guessing what will happen next throughout. A technical marvel. Quite a few people had issues with not feeling immersed into the world of Star Wars in the land, and I can safely say that you do not need to worry about that ever again. The Ratatouille ride is going to look pretty damn poor compared to this new standard. I, for one, cannot wait to get back to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge to experience this ride again and again. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Expedition Hollywood Studios. Next time we're heading back to look at the Star Wars ride that was groundbreaking all those years ago. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you subscribe to join the expedition, and we will see you next time.